Hey guys, welcome to Treadmill Review Guru. Today we're going to take a look at the NordicTrack SE7i. So this is one of NordicTrack's SpaceSaver ellipticals, which means that you can unscrew this right here, this knob, and the whole top section, including the console, will fold down. So you can store it horizontally. You could store it behind a couch or along a wall or something, and it just kind of collapses out of sight. It has 22 digital resistance levels, so it's very quiet, has an 18-pound flywheel, and it will incline up to 10 levels of incline. So it's great for a low impact full body workout. So let's take a look at who it's best suited for. So the NordicTrack SE7i Elliptical is best suited for those who want something low impact. That's one of the benefits of elliptical. As your foot sits on this pedal, you don't have any impact motion like you would on a treadmill. So you just glide very smoothly. So it works really well for people that may have joint issues or mobility issues and looking for something low impact. It's also very quiet. Because it has digital resistance, there's no noise when you move those pedals. It doesn't create any noise. So this is good for people who are concerned about noise. Maybe you are in a shared space, have close neighbors in an apartment or something. This is very quiet. It also has 10 levels of incline. So you're not just stuck on this flat plane. It will lift right up here, and I'll demo that for you in a minute. The whole top end will pivot up to 10 different levels of incline. So that allows you to target different muscle groups. And it also is good for a full body workout. So rather than just be your legs only, you also have pedal motion up here, so you can engage those arms as you're working back and forth. It's maybe not best suited for people who are looking for something compact. Even though this folds down, it has a relatively large footprint. It's also pretty heavy and difficult to move. So it's not something that we would recommend storing in a closet and thinking that you're gonna pull it out when you need it. It also does not have a touchscreen. So the SE9i, which is just a step up from this one, does have a touchscreen, but this just has a 5-inch LCD screen. So it's very simple. You do have the option of using your tablet, and you can get iFit on your tablet, but you don't have that full integration. So that's just a few things to be aware of. Let's take a closer look at the overall construction. So let's take a look at the overall construction on the NordicTrack SE7i. So this is a full steel frame. You can see these are steel uprights. They're powder coated up here at the top, and they're all steel down here. You also have steel stabilizers and support beams underneath. And this support beam that runs the length of the machine is also steel. So it's very sturdy, and you don't really rock when you're on it, which is really nice. It also has 2 sets of handles, which is something I really like. It has these stationary handles which do not move, and they are directly connected to the console. Those are nice when you need to get up on the machine. Because these handles move with the pedals, you don't have a flat plane to step right up on. So you need to have the stability of holding on to those stationary pedals and stepping up like this. Some ellipticals that we've tested only have the moving pedals, and that can make it a little tricky when you're getting up, on, and off. So 2 sets of handles is really nice. The other thing to notice about this is this is a rear flywheel system. So your flywheel is all the way back here. This is an 18-pound flywheel, so it's pretty good weight. But what that does is that really balances the machine, because your body weight is up here, the console is up here, a lot of the components are up here, and then it balances the weight out with that rear flywheel. However, it does increase the length of the machine. So compared to front drive systems, this is a little bit longer. The overall footprint on this, it's not too wide, but it is 79 inches long. So it's a good length. And up here to the top, it's 66 inches high. It's only about 32 inches wide, so that's not bad. And it does have those 10 levels of incline. So when I drop this pedal all the way down to the bottom and don't have any incline, the step up height is only 12 inches. So it's really not bad at all. It's not any more than you would find on a treadmill. So I've measured this. When this is fully inclined to level 10, this top pedal is 25 inches off the floor. So it raises you up quite a bit. And the top of that tablet holder lifts to about 79 inches high. So it adds quite a bit of height. I'm gonna step up on it just so you can see. So typically you wouldn't get on and off it when it's inclined, but just to show you. So if I'm up here, you're gonna need a little bit of head clearance up at the top. So typically you have just a moderate bounce, and especially when you're working hard at an incline, you're less likely to be really going hard bouncing. But you do have to be aware of overhead ceiling clearance. So let me drop this back down and you can watch it decline. So you can see it declines really nice and steady, and it's very quiet. You don't really hear much. So I'm gonna show you, once it gets all the way down, I'm gonna show you how to collapse it. But while it's lowering, you can see right here, you have wheels on this back end. They don't connect to the floor unless you tip the top. And there's also wheels on the top if you need to tip it that way. It's easier to tip it to the back because you have this front grab bar right here. So in order to fold it, it has to be completely level. You can't have any incline on it if you want to fold it. So there, we're back down to the bottom. So let me come around here and show you how to fold it. Okay, in order to fold it, you unscrew this handle down here until you can pull it all the way out. You can see it's nice and loose. Using the stationary handlebars, you're going to shift it forward. There's a latch back here. Grab that latch, and then the top part just drops all the way down. It doesn't require any locking system, just the weight of it holds it down there. And then if you do want to roll it, once again, grab that grab bar. It is heavy, but you can engage those back wheels and roll it if you need to. So we don't recommend moving it frequently, but you can easily fold it down and then unfold it when you want to use it. So in order to get it back up, just make sure that back latch is engaged and screw that knob all the way in, and then of course check for stability before you get on it. Now you can store the SE7i horizontally, just like that. You just drop it back down, keep it behind a couch, it's out of your way. You also do have the option of storing it vertically. As you can see, you kind of have this vent right here. It isn't really a vent, it's just designed to hold it onto the floor. So this is a little bit of a footer there. So lifting it up this way, as I mentioned, it is heavy, but you can store it vertically like that. So NordicTrack covers this with a pretty good warranty. You have a 10-year warranty on the frame, and then it's 2 years for parts and 1 year for labor. Okay, so let's take a look at the console design on the SE7i. As you can see, you have your 2 stationary handles right here, and they do have the heart rate sensors on them, which is nice. So if you're holding on to these rather than the moving handles, your heart rate will be displayed up on the screen. So starting here at the top, you can see you have your tablet holder. It is iFit enabled, and so you can use iFit on this machine, but you do have to have your own tablet. So it does not include a tablet, but I do like the kind of adjustable clip up here at the top. So you can set your tablet in, and that clip is going to hold it pretty securely right there. So, and you have good visibility when you're on the machine. Moving down, you can see just your 5-inch LCD screen. It's backlit, so it's relatively easy to see if you're looking directly at it. And it tells you your RPMs, your calories per hour, your BPM, which would be your heart rate, speed, time, distance, and then at the bottom it'll tell you what program you're running. So right over here you can choose, it's just a single button right there to choose standard or metric. So right now we're on standard, which is miles per hour. This will change all of our metrics to kilometers. So that's kind of nice. And then if you want to sync Bluetooth with your tablet to use iFit, you can hit that right there and it will sync Bluetooth with the iFit program. Down here, these are just adjustment buttons. So when you're toggling through a program, you can change your settings a little bit, and then you can scroll through up or down through your program, and then you hit enter. When you're done with a program or you want to go back, you just hit home. So settings takes you to settings, you can see that, and then home takes you back there. So down here you do have 24 preloaded workouts. So they're divided into calorie, performance, and then you have manual control. So calorie in here, if I hit this, it's going to bring up my first program, and it'll kind of tell me my basic metrics about how many RPMs and what my resistance is. If I want a different one, then I hit up and it'll take calorie 2. And the same with performance. So you have several different program options within either of those. And then you also have manual control. So if you hit that, then it just starts to keep track of all of your workout metrics as you go along. So moving down, you can see right here, you have your fan. It isn't adjustable, so it's just set there. And you have 2 speakers on either side. So over here on the left, you adjust your fan. So you have 4 settings. There's low, medium, high, and then the 4th setting is auto. So because I'm not on it, if I hit that one, it's gonna turn it off, but that's just because I'm not doing anything. You also have an audio jack right here, your MP3 jack. If you want to plug your speakers in, you can play them through this, or if you want to plug your phone in, you can play your music through the speakers. You can also do that via Bluetooth. And here is your volume control for the speakers. Down here, these buttons you can see that jump by 2. This is your resistance. So there are not preset buttons for incline, which is something to be aware of. So these are resistance buttons, and they go from 2 all the way up to 22, which is your highest level of resistance. And then here is where you adjust your incline. So each time you hit the button, it takes you up by 0.5. So I hit it twice to take us to the full first incline level and so forth. So you have to hit it a few times to get it to incline how you want. And then resistance, here's your preset buttons. But if I hit the resistance, I can just adjust it right here. And up here at the top, it will tell you where it is. So each manual resistance adjustment takes you up by 1 resistance level. Right there. So you can see down here at the bottom, you do have a cup holder down here, but it's actually very narrow. I could not get my standard size blender bottle in there. So this is rather narrow, and it will fit like a small drink bottle would fit there, but it's not super large. And you don't necessarily have somewhere to put your phone if you're using that tablet holder for an iPad. Now, if you're not using it for an iPad, you can drop your phone in here this way, or you could drop it in here this way and just kind of hold it like that for visibility while you're on the machine. But other than the drink holder, there's no real specific pockets. So it's not a really big deal because this is to be used at home, and most of the time you can just set things off to the side, but just something to be aware of. The console is very simple, but I like it because it's very easy to use. It makes sense to me. I just hop on, and most of the time I hop on and do manual control so that I can kind of be in control of it, but you do have the option of different programs. And the buttons down here, they're really easy to see and they're easy to reach. So when you're on the machine, you don't have to lean forward to touch the console. The fan has pretty good power. So we get questions about fan almost as much as anything else. And this fan is useful. It's directed right in your face, so it does provide a cooling effect, and you do have those 4 different settings. So lots of different nice options on the console. Okay, so let's take a look at the overall functionality of the SE7i. As I demonstrated, it is a little challenging to get on and off. So I recommend that you always start on the side with the lowest pedal. So if this pedal, if you're on this side and let's say it's against a wall or something, adjust that pedal until it's down, okay? So always get on the side with the lowest pedal, and then hold on to those stationary handlebars. So step on with the foot that goes on that pedal and then step up, and it's really pretty easy to get on and off as long as you make sure you're on that lowest pedal. Right now you can see that I'm just at a low flat incline. So I'm gonna just kind of pedal back and forth, and you can listen for a second. There's literally no noise. And then I'll hold on to the handles. So this has 22 digital resistance levels. Now, regardless of which resistance level I'm on, it doesn't make any more or less noise. So let me add a little bit of resistance. There we go. So I took it all the way up to resistance level 17. So it's substantially more challenging to pedal, but it doesn't make any more noise, which is really nice. So it's very quiet. The same is true with incline. I'm gonna drop that resistance down just so I can breathe. All right, so we're back at resistance level 1, and I'm gonna stay up on it while it inclines. So it's really easy for me just to continue to pedal as it inclines. In fact, from here, I can hardly tell it's moving. So we're about halfway. There we go. So there's our level 10 incline. You can see it takes just a second to get there, but it's very smooth. So here I am. This is about how much bounce you have on that level 10 incline. And like I said, you can hold the moving handlebars that are synchronized with the pedals, or you can just hold the stationary handlebars if you just want to accent or engage lower body. I can also relax my feet a little bit and do much more arm work. So my feet are just kind of floating there and my arms are doing all the work, or you can balance it between the two. So let me take it back down to the bottom again. There we go, that's gonna take it all the way back down. So the only other thing that may cause just a tiny bit of noise, there is a fan. Let me turn that on. And it has 4 settings, but it really only goes medium or low, medium, high, and then auto, which is one of those 3. So that's about as loud as it gets. So you can hear there's just a touch of fan noise, but otherwise, literally nothing. So let me turn that off. All right, so I'm gonna make sure that the pedal that I wanna get off is the one that's down, and then I'm gonna step on. So these have really nice wide pedals. They're about 15 inches long, so you've got plenty of length, and they're very generously cushioned, which just kind of helps with foot comfort. There also is a nice ridge along the inside, gently along the back, and quite a bit along the front, just to keep your foot from slipping off. These are adjustable as well. So you can incline them if you want a little more angle, or you can drop them back down. You have 3 different levels that you can adjust those pedals. And as you can see, there is a notch back here just to kind of hold it secure as you adjust those pedals. It shows you on the console how fast you're going, but unlike a treadmill, it doesn't set a speed for you. You choose the speed. So the settings are the incline and resistance, and then you can kind of work as fast as you want to on that machine. I really like the combination of the upper body and lower body option. I think that's one of the things that's really nice on ellipticals. And the other thing about this one that I really like is once you're on it, you can pedal forward, and if you'd like to, you can pedal backward. So it does have that dual motion option when you're up on it. Now, one thing you might notice, if I really start working hard, there's just a touch of motion in the console. Because this is a folding elliptical, there is a single beam that holds the console up, and it goes down and folds kind of in between those pedals when it collapses down. But even though this moves just a touch from side to side, the base is very stationary. So I don't feel like my body is moving. Just occasionally I'll notice if I'm really working hard, I might get a touch of wobble in that screen, but it's just at the top part only. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that we really like about the NordicTrack SE7i. A few things that we want to point out that are pros for this machine. It's low impact. As with all ellipticals, it allows you to just get a nice, comfortable, smooth motion as you glide those pedals back and forth. So it reduces impact on the joint, spine. If you have mobility issues and you just need something that's very cushioned as you move along, this is really nice. The other thing is the pedals are cushioned, and they do have adjustment points. So you can incline that pedal just a little bit to increase the angle, or you can decline it. And the pedals are designed in such a way that they reduce toe numbness. I don't know if you've used an elliptical for an extended period of time. One consequence of keeping your foot on that pedal the whole time as you push backward and forward is you can end up with numb toes, and this reduces that. Also, you can see you do have generous cushioning right in there. So you've got air cushioning that just allows for quite a bit of absorption as you move back and forth. So it's quiet, it's low impact. You have 22 resistance levels and 10 levels of incline. So lots of things that we really like, and it does fold down. So as I mentioned, just unscrew that, you can drop the top down. And so that makes it nice if it's alongside a wall in a bedroom or behind a couch or something, you can kind of tuck it out of the way. A few things to be aware of. It's large. So even though it folds in half, you still have quite a long footprint that you have to account for. So it is 79 inches long, and you've got to make sure that you have enough ceiling clearance. When you raise it all the way up, the top of this tablet holder lifts to 77 inches high. The top pedal comes to 25 inches high, and so account for the user height and just a little bit of added headroom for bounce and stuff like that when you're up on the machine. So make sure that you have enough space and make sure that you have enough overhead clearance. The other thing, this is a really nice machine and it works really well if you just want to hop on and go, but it doesn't have a touch screen. So if you're looking for something that's that fully integrated experience that has a color touch screen, this is just a simple LCD screen. So you can get iFit and use it on your personal iPad. It does not come with a tablet or an iPad, you have to have your own. And you can use that, which is really nice. But if you're looking for something that has that touch screen, then we would probably recommend taking a look at the SE9i, which is just a step up. But in general, this is a quality machine. We really like it. It works really well for people who need something quiet and low impact. So to read our full written review, make sure and check us out at treadmillreviewguru.com. For current pricing, click the link below. And as always, if you liked our video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.